So today we got another team matchup coming your way with the prequels going against the originals. Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker taking on Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader. With that being said, let's get started. Let's dive right on in. Obi-Wan Kenobi was a Jedi Knight who was instructed by Qui-Gon Jinn, and he himself taught Anakin Skywalker. Both Kenobi and Anakin fought in the Clone Wars, which led to Anakin turning to the dark side and betraying the Order. Obi-Wan hid on the planet Tatooine, where he watched over Anakin's son Luke, who began training to be a Jedi like his father once was. So today we're going to be using Obi-Wan Kenobi from Episode 3, just to clarify. Obi-Wan Kenobi is a very skilled fighter, and one of the greatest lightsaber duelists of all time. In contrast to other fighting styles, Obi-Wan usually fought from a defensive stance, but he would use more aggressive attacks when pressed. He is an expert in Form 3 of lightsaber fighting. It was created to counter blaster fire and utilizes tight moves, subtle dodges, efficient parries, and maximizes defensive coverage. It was designed to minimize the body's exposure, which makes the fighting style perfect against blasters and lightsabers, single enemies, and multiple opponents. Obi-Wan has been able to defeat Darth Maul, General Grievous, and Anakin Skywalker, and hold his own against Darth Maul and Savage Opress at the same time. Though Obi-Wan focuses largely on lightsaber combat, he's also very skilled in using the Force. He's exceptional at using a Force push, and is able to send General Grievous flying, defeat a lot of droids with a Force push, and match Anakin Skywalker during the duel on Mustafar. He's also able to use the Force to augment his leaping ability and levitate or crush objects. Now we also have Anakin Skywalker. Anakin Skywalker was once a heroic Jedi Knight, but was seduced by the powers of the dark side and became the Dark Lord known as Darth Vader, in an attempt to save the life of his wife and onboard children. However, in spite of everything he has done, there are still remnants of good in him. So today we're going to be using Anakin Skywalker from Episode 3. Anakin Skywalker is a skilled and capable fighter, to the point where some in the Jedi Order considered him to be the best warrior the Order had during the Clone Wars. Anakin was a practitioner in both Form 4 and Form 5 of lightsaber fighting, and was very skilled in both. Form 4 was aggressive and very fast-paced, utilizing acrobatics and leaping strikes for both offense and defense. While it's effective in single combat, it's not great for deflecting blasters, and flaws can be found in prolonged fights. Form 5, though, is a more defensive style, which emphasized power strikes and defensive postures immediately followed by counter strikes. Anakin is a skilled fighter, and was able to beat Count Dooku in single combat, and Dooku was one of the few people able to match Yoda in terms of skill. Anakin has a higher midichlorian count than Yoda, and was very skilled in telekinesis. However, in combat, Anakin didn't use the Force a ton, and instead relied more on physical combat. This was even the case when he fought opponents who used the Force a ton, like Count Dooku. He was very skilled at throwing his activated lightsaber to attack, though, and guided with the Force. Then in the other corner, we have Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader. The son of the Sith Lord Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker set out to save Princess Leia from the Galactic Empire, and became a hero of the Rebel Alliance. Luke began training to become a Jedi under the tutelage of both Obi-Wan Kenobi and Yoda, and after discovering his heritage and redeeming his father, became the leader of the new Jedi Order and brought the Jedi back into the galaxy, arguably making him the greatest and most powerful Jedi of all time. For reference in this fight, we'll be using Luke Skywalker seeing the Return of the Jedi at around that area, so I guess that would technically also include Star Wars Battlefront 2. Now, even though Luke received very little formal training, he quickly became proficient in lightsaber combat in Forms 1 and 3, which are defensive in nature, but he is most skilled with Form 5. This fighting style has its basis in Form 3, but combines its defensive nature with more aggressive tactics and philosophy. The goal is to overwhelm opponents and end the fight as quickly as possible. This skillful blade even enabled him to defeat the Sith Lord Darth Vader on board the second Death Star. Like his father, Luke possesses a powerful connection with the Force. Even though Luke doesn't have much formal training, he's displayed telekinesis, Force strokes, Force pushes, telepathy, and Force sense, allowing him to fight even while blinded. Then we also have Darth Vader. Even after his transformation into Darth Vader, Anakin was still a skilled fighter and actually used a lot of the same fighting styles. In fact, some people were able to figure out that Darth Vader was Anakin Skywalker simply by observing his fighting style. However, the new suit significantly limited his speed and agility, but in return he was much stronger and more pain resistant. This didn't stop him though, and Vader consistently fought and killed dozens of Jedi, including Jedi Masters. Vader is also very skilled at throwing his lightsaber, as actually being able to cut down ships with a lightsaber throw. After his transformation, Anakin's connection to the Force increased exponentially. You see, even though his injuries had physically crippled him, Vader believed that the suffering that he had experienced both perfected his soul and freed him from the needs of the flesh, allowing him to concentrate solely on his connection with the Force. He's been able to stop an AT-AT from stepping on him, bring down spaceships, and he can even move objects without having to gesture to them, allowing him to throw objects with the Force while engaged in lightsaber combat. He's also infamous for the Force choke and will crush or snap the neck of an adversary. So who wins? Well, let's break it down. Now, starting out, I would say that Obi-Wan and Anakin are more skilled fighters than Darth Vader and Luke in terms of pure lightsaber fighting ability. Obi-Wan and Anakin both have years of experience of fighting, and while Vader technically has more experience than either of them, his suit severely limits his speed and agility. Then Luke has the least training and experience out of any of them, and really the only notable person he's fought against was Vader. Obi-Wan and Anakin also have plenty of experience actually fighting together, and even though they butted heads a couple of times during the Clone Wars, that camaraderie and partnership aren't seen when we're talking about Vader and Luke. They've never fought together, while Obi-Wan and Anakin know each other incredibly well, and are willing to know how the other person will react in any situation. However, the thing that holds me up from instantly giving Obi-Wan and Anakin the victory is the Force. Team 2 uses the Force a whole lot more in combat. Or more specifically, Vader uses it a lot more in combat. Luke Skywalker is kind of the weak link in this fight. He's powerful, but Obi-Wan and Anakin are just more skilled and have more fighting experience on their side. But with Vader, he uses the Force a ton in combat, whether it's hurling objects, or throwing people, or throwing his lightsaber, or snapping someone's neck, or really anything. There's a ton that Vader can and will do. In fact, I would say that he can defeat any member of the prequel team because of his ability with the Force, even though he's the better lightsaber fighter. However, I want to circle back around to Luke. Good old Luke Skywalker. George Lucas said he intended Luke to be the most powerful Jedi ever. But as of Return of the Jedi, he just didn't have a ton of experience, formal training, or really anything to make me say that he can take down Obi-Wan or Anakin. Whoever goes up against him is going to defeat him, and then it becomes a 2-on-1 fight with the prequel team against Darth Vader. Because at the start of the fight, however they line up, whether it's Anakin versus Darth Vader or Obi-Wan versus Vader, both are skilled enough and powerful enough to hold their own while the other defeats Luke. And then, even though Vader is more powerful with the Force, I don't think he's going to be able to overcome both of these Jedi. Because Obi-Wan and Anakin are both powerful with the Force as well, and even though they might not be as strong, combined they can hold their own. Then their superior fighting skill and just their ability to tag team should allow them to overcome and defeat Darth Vader. Especially since Vader is slower and isn't as agile, and his fighting skill isn't best suited for fighting against multiple opponents. So at the end of the day, Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker win this fight. But what do y'all think? I would love to hear your thoughts, so sound off in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe button for videos just like this one every single day, and I will see y'all next time.